The following clip that you're about to see should be banned because it's just OP broken and Jesus Christ. Check this out.
Talking mud crab merchant. Read my lips. Mouth paws.
There's a plan. There's always a plan.
That's good old something.
The hiss shall heal you.
I'll profit from it.
What help would you have from the Nerevarum?
I will keep Sothasil's people alive.
Speak, citizen.
This one is embarrassed.
Behold the light of the tribunal.
Ita!
Repel the Outlanders.
Please excuse Kaji.
Repel the Outlanders.
You will submit to our gods.
There's a plan. There's always a plan.
You must be cleansed.
Repel the Outlanders.
The messed up part is the damage is done. Look at the hand. We out of here, boy. Oh, man.
Please
I feel
excuse
bad for
Kaji.
Tribunal. And that's how like messed up that combo is. It just makes the rest of the hand so goddamn deadly. Like the damage has just been done. Like it don't even matter now.
I'll profit from your death.
You will submit to our gods.
Going over this deck build. So this is all neutral, utilizing just one single archetype. Now the supports are key for this build, so I'm going to save that for last because they're the best in the build. So we're going to leave the supports alone and we're going to go to the cards that benefit so much from it. And number one is Mechanical Ally. This is my man's. This is when this activates, you summon a Spider Worker, which gives you +1. When you have Workshop on the field, it doubles the effect. So that's a lot of plus that you go. If you have Halls of the Dwemer on the field, you just have a beat stick that's summoning another beat stick that's giving you +1. So I run 3 copies of Merchant's Camo just to thin through the build. You do have a lot of weak cards and you need some cards to make this build pop off. So this is the reason why we have this as 3 to filter this out. You have the standard Factotum Assembly. You have the Assemble Sanitizer, the Assemble Sentry. Run 3 of each. I run 2 copies of Assemble Conduit. Just in case I don't have Workshop on the field, at least I can guarantee to get both Regenerate and Breakthrough if I happen to be able to play both. 3 copies of Dwemer Dynamo. Oops, I'm definitely going to put that back. That's self-explanatory as well. Gives a 3/3 creature neutral guard. And if you have Workshop in the field, you trigger that twice. That's just super KO right there. Here we obviously have just the staple of Gearworks Spider. 1 copy of Black Reach, just in case I want to gain health and have guard, just in case I need to play defense. 1 copy of Night to Remember to kind of duplicate any effect that we have. We have 3 copies of Dwarven Spear, which simply serves to shackle. And obviously with Workshop on the field, we can shackle twice. Very powerful in terms of stall. Halls of the Dwemer just puts a big beat stick that shackles. So yeah, that's a lot of plus. This build just synergizes so well off of the effects. The Factotum, even excluding the Factotums and whatnot, you just have a lot of synergy here. And of course, 3 copies of Spider Worker. You want to kind of draw cards as quickly as possible. Very straightforward, very self-explanatory. No Parthenax here because we're not worried about going to turn 12. You should pretty much be KO'd by turn 8 to 10, if we're being honest with you. If everything is playing smooth. There's some opponents that can give you some trouble. Tribunal, for example, destroying your supports, but for the most part, you can pretty much swing and get a straightforward assault, assuming that your opponent isn't more aggressive. Anyway, let's get to some gameplay. So for this match in particular, though this video as a whole is going to discuss the support, one support in particular, I did want to showcase the fact that you don't need the supports. You are able to push and be aggressive without it, utilizing just the effects of the monsters themselves. It's still a difficult task, but it's not impossible, and this is just a match to kind of convey that. We have the Mud Crab Merchant. To be honest with you, I just kept the ring just in case I was able to utilize that effect later, but I don't have any intention of playing that card at all. And I'm just getting aggressive. There's a part of me that feels like I'll draw into the support, but in the meantime, it's just better to be in a position for when that support comes. Again, Dwarven Dynamo is going to give us a lot of support in the hand, so yeah, we got full control. Take our time.
stutter or something?
Ominous insects. They dare face me? This one will shred your hide. Please excuse Khajiit.
Did I stutter or something?
So the strength of the monsters themselves can elevate you and carry you to the end of the match, but the supports provide so much power behind it where it's just undeniable. Once you play it, it's pretty much over. There's just so many matches where just the field presence alone and the potential of more cards is hitting the field, your opponent's going to be overwhelmed. But the idea is to explain the cards and how they synergize with this build. However, I felt that after a couple of recordings, playing some matches, it was really one specific card that just elevates this enough to make me game opponents 9 out of 10 times. And that is Yagrum's Workshop. Workshop was one of the last cards introduced in the October 2017 final update for E.S.L. This, along with some other cards, provided a lot of variety, but the power scale on some leaves a lot of room for balance. I talked about one before, but Workshop is special. The effect of Workshop is your neutral abilities trigger twice for all neutral monsters and effects that you activate the turn you activate the support. You can activate the support 3 times, meaning you have 3 turns to summon and trigger your neutral abilities twice. You have 3 turns of this. So, I need to take it back with y'all a bit and explain to you all so we can be on the same page on why this effect is a bit fucking broken. So, in Yu-Gi-Oh! Another CCG, You can play 3 copies of a card generally. Certain cards, due to how powerful they are, how well they synergize, they can get semi-limited to 2, limited to 1, or forbidden, meaning it is banned. I want to draw attention to a particular card, Graceful Charity. Graceful Charity has been banned since 2007. I won't go into the specifics, but this card has and always will be one of the most broken effects in Yu-Gi-Oh! And just switching it back to Elder Scrolls, Merchant's Candle in particular is a card that gets a lot of attention in terms of how similar it starts to look once you start having that on the field with Yagrum's Workshop. Merchant Ally in particular can allow you to go +4 when you have Workshop on the field. That is a 3-cost card that puts 2 other Dwemer on the field that also allows you to draw 2 cards for each. So in terms of just that impact on turn 3, turn 4, that's significant. You can pretty much, it guarantees you the win damn near in terms of the card advantage that it allows you to draw. Once you start getting Halls of the Dwemer and everything set up in play, your opponent is just scrounging to kind of survive from there, and that's a problem. You can literally have an opponent really working hard to bring your opponent down to 0, and it's all I have to do is simply play Workshop and then get one of the factotums on the field to kind of proc the effects that I need, whether it be guard, lethal, or the main effect in terms of just gaining health and then at the same time dealing damage to your opponent. That's not to say that the strategy is bulletproof. You obviously need to have a great hand for this to all work, and an aggressive opponent can take advantage of that. An opponent that's just generally faster than you can just work around that and KO you before you can get set up. A control deck can kind of spot what you're doing, because obviously you're playing all neutral. Your opponent can see that. They can kind of be prepared to counter that when the support hits the field. And again, if your hand is not perfect, your opponent could take advantage of that as well. And that's really it. This rewards, like, Yagrum's Workshop is powerful the earlier that you get it, the earlier that you play it. When you can take advantage of the effects and your opponent can't really do anything because it's too early in the game or they haven't really set up the way they need to, this card just kind of tips the balance in the scale. That's just not necessary. Invade is a problem because of the way that you can stack the level up effects on the portal and then just kind of spam out some cheap monsters with some generally great keywords. This is a problem because it turns every weak Dwemer on the field into something powerful because they can activate their effects twice. Even taking the Dwemer out, think about just neutral cards as a whole. There are Parthenax. I left him alone for a particular reason. I feel like Yagrum's Workshop has no business being in Yu-Gi-Oh! Because Parthenax already exists. You can literally have Workshop dead on the field. You can never activate it. You draw Parthenax, and that could be your only card, and you will go +6 if you activate the support. That's broken. Thinking about the shouts that you get for 0 cost and the fact that you're getting 6 of them now, you're set. Even if you have, 10 life points, you can put a creature back in the hand. You can decrease the attack, bring another creature back from your graveyard, battle another creature while gaining health at the same time, all at 0 cost. That is just broken, on top of the fact that you're putting a 9/9 beat stick on the field. So, and I know what you're thinking, right? Big whoop, I can get rid of Parthenax or even banish it maybe with casting the time. But remember, you have 6, your opponent has 6 shouts in the hand. They can bring back something else in the graveyard. If they have Call Dragon, which I'm assuming it wouldn't be impossible in terms of a stretch to have that in hand, they can bring back another Parthenax. It just creates so much problems off of one play, and that's the reason why. Like, New Era is a problem. Don't get me wrong. That's a 1-card reset, and that's just crazy in itself at 11. But Yagrum's Workshop at 3, it could come in handy early, mid-game, or late game, depending on which cards you have at the hand, and that is just nuts. This card is just OP as fuck. Hey, thanks for making it to the end of the video. Please drop a like if you've enjoyed. Please comment below. Let me know your thoughts. You know what it is. I'll be back. Ranked gameplay coming soon. Your boy Sly Boogie. Cheers.